Hello, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Matt Pruitt with Coder Estate. One thing I wanted to talk about today is I'm sure that as you've seen walking around this morning, one thing you'll notice is how many large format, large tiles there are at all these booths. It's a beautiful thing that a lot of people have wanted. They've been out for a while now. But a lot of times what happens is they get specified and then they get VE'd. The reason for that is when they get to the time where the installer looks at the material, two things happen. Either the customer gets the price for the installation and it's way too high, or they can't find an actual installer to install the material because the labor market does not really exist for the large format yet. One thing we're going to talk about today is Kerlite Easy. We believe this is a solution to those very issues. So what is it? Kerlite Easy is a patented system that has a 10-year warranty when used residentially or approved light commercial. It is a product that is the first certified dry laying system for our Kerlite tiles. When it is installed, the whole system is only 7 millimeters. So what this allows is it allows for it to be installed on top of existing floors without the need to demo any on the job, which is great for either renovation in residential, pop-up shops, then condo complexes, things like that, where the HOA might have a nice marble floors, nice travertine, but they don't want their tenants to tear out all that work that they did. This can go right on top of those existing floors. So what is it comprised of as a system? It's a 3-part system. We've got the silent mat, the Kerlite tiles, and thirdly, the filler. So let's go and look at those a little bit in depth. The first product and number one in the system is the silent mat. Now the silent mat is a plant-based polyurethane mat. It's got a felt side on one side. This goes on top of any structurally stable floor. So when you think of that, think of concrete, hardwood, VCT, vinyl, LVT, existing tile. So this can really go as long as the floor is structurally sound and stable on top of the floor. Now, there are some requirements. You have to make sure that your floor meets the TCNA standard for flatness, which is 1/8 inch and 10 feet. And obviously it has to be structurally sound. So with this first product here, your installation really is very simple. You're going to come in and you're going to look at your floor. You're going to do an assessment. You're going to say, okay, it seems to be structurally sound. We tested it. It's flat. When you look at this and where it can be used, a great application, again, is condos, high-rise building, apartment complexes, hotel rooms. This is a sound deadening mat. Now, research has shown that transmits the sound. It reduces it 16 times comparable to a traditional standard tile installation using mortar. So you will come in and you will assess your job, making sure it meets all the criteria. Next, you will roll it out, just like that. Again, this is unbonded. There's no mortar, so this does not get glued down to your floor. You'll notice that it has a plastic layer on it. What this plastic layer is it protects a tacky substrate underneath. Now, this is not sticky. It's not designed to be an adhesive that actually holds the tiles down. It's designed to keep the tiles from sliding around. So this is completely removable. You can make adjustments with your tiles if you need to. So we put this down, we roll it out. The next part of the system is our tiles, Kerlite tiles. Now, Kerlite tiles have been around since 2004. They're not anything new, okay? With this system, you can use any 5 or 6 plus material. The reason why these tiles are so important to this system is because on the reverse side of the tile, we incorporate a fiberglass backing to them. What this does is it makes the tiles very impact resistant. So with this system, they do not need to be bonded down. So we have over 140 different options in this. Anywhere from a 19 by 39 all the way up to a 48 by 109 that can be used with this system. So we come in and we roll this out, we peel back the plastic. Simply to install 8 square feet of tile, we set it down. We just installed 8 square feet of tile. Now with this system, one thing that we recommend is your grout joints to be no larger than a 1/16 of an inch, so 2 millimeter. We don't want anything smaller than a 32nd of an inch, so 1 millimeter on that. The third component in the system is a product we call filler. Filler is a acidic curing 100% silicone. This is provides outstanding durability. It makes it so its adhesion level is really high. So when you run this into the joints, it actually will flex a little bit with the floor. Because this floor is unbonded, there is no need for things like expansion joints. The whole floor moves separately by itself. So with the filler, you have a material that is impervious to water, but yet still allows the flooring to breathe. So you will come in and you will run the bead just like you would with a regular tube of caulk or silicone that you use. So nothing new there. Now there are some tricks to using this because it is 100% silicone, and for you people who have used 100% silicones in the past, it's not the easiest thing to work with. You have to get used to it because it's very sticky. So with this, there's a couple tricks. If you're doing a small section, one thing we've found that's really helpful is taping the joints. If you're doing a powder bath, kitchen, because the tiles are so large, taping the joints off and then applying the silicone makes cleanup extremely easy. Granted, it's a little more time consuming, but it pays off on the cleaning side. Another thing you could do is a mixture of 10 parts water to 1 part baby shampoo, dish soap. What this does is when you run your bead, like you can see in that bottom picture there, you then take the solution of water and soap and you spray that bead. Anything that water and soap mixture is on, the silicone will not bond to it. So it makes cleanup very easy without having to worry about it getting on the tiles and then struggling to get it off. Then you can use the reverse side of the tube of silicone to dress your joints to give you a nice flat surface. When you do all of these 3 steps using these 3 components, again, we have a 10-year warranty on it, certified by the TCNA for residential and for light commercial that is approved. So now let's talk about a actual project. This was a project that we did in Miami. It was a home that had existing marble floors. The homeowner did not like the marble. It was a little, as you can see in the picture, it was a little wild for them. They needed an option to replace these floors to update their living space without tearing out all of this marble. It was a perfect application for the Kerlite Easy system because the marble floors were perfectly flat. So we saved this homeowner about $75,000 on their project in about 3 weeks of time because they did not have to tear out this floor. It was about 7,000 square feet. We had 2 tiles on this job. We had a 48 by 102 panel, as you can see here in the picture. That was 6 millimeter, like what I'm standing on here, and a 12 by 96 inch wood plank look. So here you can see the start of the installation. That is 9 pieces of tile in their main living room, 48 by 102. This is the floor after it was done. Now we're working on the homeowner actually finishing moving in so we can get finished pictures, but this is a picture I particularly like. The reason is you can see that after it was installed, after it was filled with the filler, other trades were able to come in and work on this system without worrying about breaking or damaging the tiles. We had drywallers in there, we had painters in there, trim carpenters, electricians. We had a couple people drop tape measures and hammers, and we had no breakage whatsoever. So a good testament to the strength of the system. This is a picture of the 12 by 96 planks. Now, as you can see, when this is installed, it looks like a regular traditional tile installation. Minimal grout joint size, and we were able to tie in room to room very easily using the system. That was the presentation. Is there any questions that anybody might have? Oh, you guys are too easy. This is great. Well, if anybody does have any questions, this is my contact information. We have a mock-up at the booth. It's the North Hall 2504. So if you want to see an actual installation where it is grouted and finished, stop on by, and we have some nice videos as well of them installing. So that would be something that would be worth seeing. Otherwise, we have some handouts as well that we can pass out to you guys. And if anybody has no questions, then thank you for your time.